through. But man, that was probably the best exchange that we've seen on this mat thus far.
Well, and you know what some of the best news that we can provide for you will be? Both of those individuals, you know where they're headed. You know the opportunities that exist out in front of them. And now we turn our attention to the 197-pound classification. Aiello is coming off that impressive performance just a bit ago against Howard. Will take on Shaw, who handled Russell in that UNC Duke matchup as well. So you won the rivalry contest if you're Aiello and Shaw, and now you try to secure a third place and work your way to the podium for your crew.
And that was the next exchange there with Aiello and on the leg of Shaw, and then pulls him into that nice little trick knee wizard position, is able to square his hips up and show off his good defense.
Now when it comes to 197, just the 3 qualifiers, which means Aiello and Shaw are right now wrestling to know for sure that they will be headed to Detroit.
And as you say, for sure, that's just to note that bit of uncertainty that comes with earning those bids. Of course, those are handed out to wrestlers of the week of the NCAA tournament with the right win criteria, the right appropriate amount of matches, their win percentage. And I would like to say that both these wrestlers, if they weren't to qualify automatically, would be guys that would earn it.
And that's the reason, and like you said, we use the terminology for sure. I'll say this, the value of a day like today really cannot be measured because of the last chance you get to really make your case, numerically and otherwise, because of the competition you're facing on a championship Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even I've seen instances of it where guys may come into it and they don't have the best wins on their season, and they find their big win at ACCs, and they may not win or automatically qualify, but they maybe kind of win over a ranked guy, and then boom, they find themselves with a bid moving into it. I had to find a bid my redshirt sophomore year. I lost first round, and luckily had enough wins on the season to get a automatic bid, or to get a bid. But it can be like that sometimes, and everybody's journey is a little bit different.
Well, the journey of the gentleman you're listening to, our broadcast partner Ty Watts, 2017 ACC champion at heavyweight, 3-time All-American for the Hokies, 15-17, just a tremendous career for Ty Watts, and it's been a pleasure to journey alongside of you in this one here today. I know you've been thrilled by what you've seen to this point. Now you're zeroed in on Aiello, in control of this one early, 2-0 on Shaw. What are you seeing in this one?
He's doing an awesome job in this ride, and this is where he is so good because he can use that length. You see him trying to work over the hips. He only has 10 seconds to work here, but did a nice job of amassing about 1 minute and 34 seconds of riding time in this first period, along with his 2 points and keeping. When you think about 197 too, being bigger, points are a little bit harder to come by. A 1-point victory isn't rare in the weight class. Now Shaw's going to have a taller task in front of him without getting that 1 point in that first period.
As we work toward kind of the closing stages of this consolation portion of the day, wrestling for third place, we'll have a 5th place match at 157 coming up here in just a bit before this segment is complete. We turn our attention to the championships. But coming down the stretch in this, what's the advice? What's the encouragement? What would be the challenge from Ty Watts to these student athletes as they embrace the ACC championship environment?
For me, and even when I was coaching and when I was on staff with Virginia Tech, it's always about, how is this going to make you grow? How is this going to prepare you better for the following weeks? Because like I've had that experience as the athlete, and that was a beautiful takedown by Jay Aiello again to note.
Jumps it up to 5-0 now, his advantage over Shaw with that takedown.
But as being that athlete that didn't always have great ACC tournaments going into the NCAA championship, I at least had something that I could learn from, grow from, and utilize to improve my performance the week after. And sometimes it's not going to be like that. Sometimes you're going to come out flat. You're not going to have a great competition. And you need to understand that sometimes that's part of it. And how do you change it? What can you do on the front end to make sure that you're excited, that you're ready, that you're prepared, that you're not nervous, and you could have yourself a great NCAA tournament? So I think the biggest thing no matter how your ACC tournament goes, if you are alive and going to the NCAA tournament, that's in reality what this one's all about.
Nothing. Aiello has built. And the ride time there as well for, in essence, 6, if that holds. See the ride time continuing to grow for Aiello. Remember this, as we said, this responsible for securing you that known spot, that certain spot, as he uses this sequence to run it up to 6-0.
And that's with the addition of that ride out, or with that stall call, the second on Shaw. Turned into a point for Aiello, but a nice job of neutralizing pretty much every effort that Shaw's had to get up to his feet and escape. This puts Aiello in a good position to go out there and put on a show this last period. And you want to go and get bonus points. You want to feel as good, build that confidence up going into the NCAA tournament. Why not? I mean, maybe he's going to try and ride this guy and turn this guy. He's been close before. But I wouldn't be surprised if his coach was like, hey, kick him. Let's get some takedowns.
Well, it's still Aiello where he has been for the majority of this battle with Shaw. Now with, as you can see, the advantage in ride time, just going to tack on what has been one of the better of the performances from Aiello, and that's saying something. You go back to his bout with Howard just a bit ago, an 8-2 decision to earn this opportunity against Shaw, and he has embraced the moment.
Yeah, I'd say he looks about as solid as can be. Not to say that he's been inconsistent necessarily in this tournament, but some inconsistencies in his wrestling have held him back from breaking through and being that All-American and getting the huge wins that he needs to get. And that comes from sometimes losing those takedowns that he's just nearly that close to finishing, or maybe having that guy escape when he should be riding him out. But man, he looks tremendous here in this third place bout. There's another stall call for him there. Make it 7, technically 8-0. And he's working to hop those hips over. If you can see his feet working with that high thigh ride in, trying to pull up on the head, trying to find a turn here in these last 30 seconds of the third period.
Well, you see that shot with his championship head coach, Coach Garland, in the background. The high praise he has laid out there about the faith he has in this young man. Man of faith right there behind Aiello. And we talked about family in terms of the ACC, certainly discusses that in terms of this Who's program, and has to be very pleased as he and his staff look on in these closing moments of this matchup by Aiello.
Yeah, when you think about leaders on your team too, as I'm sure a leader and great character guy on the team, you want your young guys to see, hey, how do you wrestle back after you fall short of what you're trying to do? And that's exactly it right there with Jay Aiello. Fantastic job by him.
Jay Aiello earning his way to Detroit and the NCAA berth that he just secured. A moment with his coach as he departs. Well done.